As a market leader, Carrier is always expecting others to try and be like us, to try and match our valued products, services, support, and reliability, both on a national and local level. That is why we take pride in everything we do, especially exceeding customer expectations. That simply is the Carrier way. A great example of this is in the light commercial packaged rooftop segment, where we strive to be the customer's first choice and continue to have success after success. Recently, though, yet another manufacturer has claimed that its unit can fit on our original roof curb and be like a Carrier unit. We are always curious about such claims, as past attempts by others have all fallen short. This video summarizes the findings of the new competitor's unit to see if its claims are true, but more importantly, to educate you on some key findings, because surprises on a job site can cost you financially and tarnish your credibility and reputation. The units shown here are 5-ton gas heat electric cooling commercial rooftops with an ASHRAE 90.1 standard efficiency. The Carrier model is a Weathermaker 48TC and the other a Raider series rooftop. The first thing to notice about this Raider unit is the physical size, which is 15% larger than the Carrier model. We mention this because size must be considered in any replacement or new installation application. The unit must provide adequate clearances for codes such as to the combustible surfaces or National Electric Code guidelines. If you are off just an inch, that can make a major difference and possibly be out of original spec. A high risk with costly solutions, so be careful. This unit is larger. The next thing the review team noticed was the control box design. Here is the competitive Raider control box. Notice that there is no enclosure panel directly below the control box, which means that there is a direct path from the outdoor conditions to the inside of the control box itself. Once this single control panel is removed, you will notice that access holes are all directly exposed to the outdoor conditions. The thermostat connections are done directly with wires, not an organized terminal board. Plus, you have the pleasure of providing wire nuts yourself. Also, there will be difficulty in adding field-installed accessories by others. Here are the high voltage connections, same as the low voltage connections. Moving over to the unit transformer, you will see that the transformer protection is here and uses an automotive blade type fuse. What our review team noticed is that an outboarded protection device like this will not protect the transformer when someone wires directly to the transformer's 24-volt side, which is a common practice. The transformer is also only rated at 70 VA. Here you will also notice there is no gasketing between the metal door and the control box, which can lead to contaminants like snow, dust, rain, and cottonwood entering the control box. In comparison, Carrier's proven design has the control box, located here, protected by a double panel design. Here is the outer panel with access handle, and behind this is an interior control panel. This inner panel is designed to help further protect the control box components, plus house important information about the unit. Once this inner control panel is removed, you will notice a well-organized and protected control layout. Starting on the left is the unit's central terminal board. There is no need for field-furnished wire nuts, just an easy-to-understand terminal board for not only thermostat connections, but also connections for smoke detectors, an economizer, and other required devices needed on jobs. Next on the Carrier unit is the securely fastened capacitor, contactors, and the transformer. But note that unlike the competitor's unit, the transformer in the Carrier unit has an integrated resettable circuit breaker. This means direct wiring to the 24-volt side of the transformer is well protected. It is also rated at 75 VA, higher than the competitive model, something else appreciated by the review team. Here you will notice that every electrical opening is protected with a pie bushing to allow wiring through, but keep the environmental conditions outside. In wrapping up the control box for Carrier, note the gasketing around the entire perimeter of the control box. This helps keep the components free from external environmental contaminants and helps stop potential rattling situations. All of this leaves you with a well-organized, safe, ease of installation control box that is designed to keep the harsh outdoor elements out that can cause contactor pitting and premature component failure. The last thing the review team looked at on the competitive Raider unit was how the unit fits on an existing or original Carrier roof curb as claims were made. We used a safety stand with an actual mounted curb to see the actual fit up. The first thing noted with the competitor's design was that it was not as forgiving or intuitive as it is led to be, and it did not fit on the curb with proper alignment. As seen here, there are metal lips hanging down, and if they are not directly placed properly, they would rest on the curb and create air and water entry. This can also be further magnified when you think of real-world conditions when placing a unit on a curb. You can have windy conditions from the weather or a helicopter. Plus, you do not have the luxury of being able to see under the unit as shown here. Once the team was able to work around this lip issue, they noticed that the unit was not a direct fit up to the supply and return air ducts. In fact, they were surprised to see that the supply opening had a full 1-inch overlap and the return opening had a full 1 1/4 inch overlap. To put that in perspective, that is a total of 44 square inches that did not align with the curb, or 8.9% of the total opening. That not only creates unaccounted for pressure drop, but possible loss of performance. Upon further review of this critical finding, it was clearly due to the fact that the unit is larger than Carrier's and had a lot of area to move around on the curb. This was seen as a critical issue and caution needs to be taken if using other than a Carrier direct replacement model. Oh, one last thing. The competitor's model did not have a bottom condensate drain connection on the unit. Seeing that Carrier has thousands upon thousands of units installed with bottom condensate drains due to code or waste management restrictions, there is a good chance you will find this feature is missing once the unit is installed and the crane has left. Now let's look at the Carrier unit. Notice how the unit just drops down on the roof curb and how the ducts align perfectly. No worry about moving the unit to align, no overlap of curb to unit bottom openings like the competitors. And it has the proper fit up for the bottom condensate drain connection. Lastly on the Carrier unit, look at this nice fit around the perimeter of the unit to the curb, just the way it should be. What you have just seen is a very short review of the Raider commercial rooftop unit that claims to fit on past Carrier original roof curbs. We have clearly seen that this Raider unit does not align with the original Carrier curb as claimed. In fact, nearly 9% or 44 square inches of the area allotted for airflow is blocked by this unit's design. Raider has no bottom condensate drain like the Carrier models, where thousands upon thousands are already installed. Raider unit is 15% larger in size than Carrier's model. Raider control box design has direct exposure to the surrounding environments. The Carrier design does not. Raider has no low voltage terminal board for base connections or accessories or options like Carrier. Raider has no transformer resettable circuit breaker like Carrier. Raider only has a 70 VA rated transformer versus Carrier's 75 VA. Please be careful not to let this Raider unit raid your profits, reputation, and credibility with surprises. We at Carrier take pride in our design and protect our users the best we can from any surprises when installing a replacement for a Carrier unit using the original Carrier curb, and we will continue to do so. Remember, Carrier and its local experts have some of the best inventory of replacement units on hand, with tens of thousands available on the spot and not days away. We have the right product to protect you, meet codes, and allow you quick replacement opportunities. We also have local factory authorized parts, supplies, training, and the local know-how. Carrier has been here and will be here tomorrow. So when choosing a replacement rooftop, use Carrier, the original replacement, the right choice.